Right, beautiful day here in Lincoln, California. Looking at it, very nice and absolutely sweet. This is not a reproduction. This is a 1932 Ford Roadster. Very nicely done, traditional style hot rod horsepower and rear end. Suspension, we'll walk around and tell you what we know, but it is a Henry steel body, and it's an original Henry steel chassis that's been reinforced to accept the components that have been put in it, but the suspension and all that stuff is more along the traditional hot rod style. Anyway, this car is just beautiful. It's finished in a single stage jet black. We're going to walk around and tell you what we know as we walk around it and tell you what we see. Has a very nicely done Duval windshield in it right there. You got to like the feel of the old school Duval windshield. It throws the wind back, and just a nice feel, the look of the top on it. Has a, I believe that's Hart's soft cloth on the top. I have the owner standing over here, and sometimes I'll overlook at them. But these are real Henry steel doors. You can see the side screen curtain pockets on it. You can see the stanchions here on the side. You can see the curvature of the body. There's a lot of things to look at. It has American Racing salt flat style wheels on it. We'll get up to the engine here. You see the hinges are outside the door where they're supposed to be. Traditional hairpins in the front. Has a forged drop axle in it, 4-inch dropped axle. We'll cover some of that on the undercarriage and stuff. It has went to a all steel, no louvered hood, which gives it a nice clean look. In fact, I'm going to show you some reflections here. Just slick. It's got about 4,000 or 5,000 miles on it, this car does, and so it's been driven and you can drive it. No overheat issues. Underneath the hood is a 355 Chevy V8, small block V8. Just kind of traditional stuff. We'll take you under the hood here. 4-barrel V8, has a Richmond's 5-speed transmission in it, a Winters quick change rear differential. It has the SoCal style disc brakes in it with wheel calipers hidden in beside those inside those Buick style brake drums. This show plaque or club plaque does not stay with the car, so that will be coming off. Pretty typical. The turn signals are in the front spreader bar here. Nice old school style dropped headlight bar. This is an original Henry grill shell. The slats have been painted black instead of like a dove gray, so it kind of goes with the car. Very nice. Chrome backing plates on those SoCal. Has traditional cross steer hairpin suspension, like I told you, with a multi-leaf buggy front spring. Has again the Duval windshield, nice little peep mirrors on the cowl there. You like the windshield kind of slants out and comes down, much like they did a lot of the cars back in the day. A lot of vintage race cars had tilted windshields. Creases the arrow on the car. Anyway, these little pockets here are typical for a cockpit cover, but this has got the side curtain, and you can see the stanchions. We're going to come around to the interior here. I'll probably pull my cheat sheet out. You can see the reflections in the side of the body of the pavers down here on the ground. Just really nice. Just a nice traditional styled car. Has a very nice vertical pleated. Those are about 1.5 inch pleats in it. The trunk, it is a rumble seat body, and it has the rumble seat, but he also set it up so you can run without the rumble seat. German square weave carpet. Again, let me grab my cheat sheet here. I believe he said 8-gauge dash with turn metal surfaces, fully inserted with gauges. You get a feel of that, like the old school shifter there. Kind of give you a shifter feel, the white ball shifter. Let me see here. Interior, it's brown tuck and roll, tan German square weave carpet, 8 gauges in an engine turn 32 shaped dashboard. The rumble seats, it's got Crow Racing type seat belts in it. See the tops chopped nicely, very nice. Hard soft top cloth, tan. Just a good style with the car. We'll cover tire sizes as we walk around the car. You'll see it has a, this is an original Henry steel deck lid. This is an original Henry body. This deck lid here has, you can actually, there's the handle at the top, tells you it's a rumble seat car, but the seat he's got out of the car at the time, we'll show you in the trunk here. so you can take it in or out. He's got a little floor pan he puts in it. We'll kind of step back and let you take a look at it here from this side or this perspective. Really neat frame horn covers here. I like these. They hide the frame horn in the back, but these are all hand hammered out of steel, professionally done. The rear spreader bar, it actually has a custom spreader bar. Let me step back so you can kind of take a look at it. Kind of want to protect the fuel tank and at the top and bottom of that spreader bar, so that's custom and it's been chrome plated. This license plate, if the car stays in California, the license plate will go with the car. If it does not, it stays here. Kind of give you a quick peek there. It is titled as a 32 Ford. It is a 32 Ford. It's Henry steel body. Step back and give you some the look from this view. Got just the right stance. It's got a good rake to it. I'm gonna guess it's probably at least a couple inch rake, but it gives you that nice vintage style that you typically don't see. That back window can go in or out. Some guys run with the window out, some run with them in. It's a Roadster, baby. Sometimes you just fold that girl down. Nice paint. The paint's 10, 12 years old roughly, I'm gonna guess. We could pick it for a couple little tiny character flaws, but there's really no sense in it because this is a really nice car. The paint's nice. I'm kind of giving you a perspective of the paint as I walk around here. Sweet. Open the door here, door jamb to door jamb, just really sweet. We'll kind of give you a feel there. .40 Ford steering column and a .40 Ford steering wheel here is what I see. Nice little vintage billet style turn signal. Crow Racing seat belts. So you're strapped in there nice and tight. In the trunk video you'll notice where they're attached behind the seat, so it is very nice. Anyway, let's go here. I'm going to hop in here and try and do that a little bit with this big old camera. Up underneath the dash you'll see the MSD controls of the dash. But just nice and tidy. Somebody spent a lot of time turning that metal on that dash. As I squeeze in here. Has 4,493 miles on it. Get you centered up there with focus. 4,493 in miles. Tachometer, so it's got a really nice gauge pack and a lot of goodies. Has a clock over there on the right side, fuel gauge, battery charge, volt gauge, tachometer, speedometer, oil temp, and oil pressure. So it's got a host of gauges in it. Leather door straps here. This is a leatherette, but boy, I'll tell you what, it sure looks like it's leather. Anyway, I'm gonna hop out, kind of give you one more perspective look. Tell you to go to Spud's Garage. Definitely tell you to hang on to the end of the video. All right, over here on the driver's side, we're going to share the engine compartment with you. Nice little traditional style hot rod horsepower here. It has a 355 cubic inch Chevy V8, 4-bolt main block, steel crank, pink rods, kind of like your mild cam drive valve train. Edelbrock air gap intake manifold. I'm going to set the hood back down here so I can talk a little bit. Holley, it looks like about a 600 CFM carburetor. MSD ignition, and the box is up underneath the glove box there, up behind the dash. Ram horn style exhaust manifolds, cast aluminum Sanderson. Nice scatter shield bell housing there. Pretty much aluminum radiator with electric cooling fan. I do want to say the owner says this car never overheats. Hours and hours at 105-degree traffic. This car barely even warms up, so most of the time he says it runs about 165. Anyway, we'll go over to the passenger side here in a minute and we'll cover a little bit more. Thanks for watching. All right, let's take a look at the passenger side here like we told you we would. Just cover the same side, a lot of the same stuff. It has a, well, it is the same stuff. It has a 1 amp, 1 wire high amp alternator on it. You can see the cooling fan a little bit better there. The coolant recovery tank on this side. Kind of a high torque mini starter there. Again, the MSD distributor. That is a double pumper carburetor by looking at it. Mechanical fuel pump with braided line there. Anyway, we're thinking you get the idea. Like I always say, let me lift up the hood. Typical on both sides, just a little bit of pin scuff from closing the hood down, but you can't see it when it's down, so there you go. Go to spudsgarage.com. Okay, he's turning around so I can photo shoot the other side. Bitchin'. All right, let's take a look at the trunk here. Just like we mentioned around, it's a rumble seat model. He has the rumble seat out of the car, and we'll have pictures of that at spudsgarage.com. We're showing you this is a real Henry Steel car right here. That's where the rumble seat would latch in. He has a false floor mounted in it here, this piece of plywood, so you can take luggage. When you go on a road trip, you really don't need the rumble seat for grandkids. So it's nice to have a spot to put things, but it's also nice to have this latch on the back. You know it's a real Henry Steel car, or at least the feel of the latch up there kind of gives you that idea. Anyway, show you down there, the batteries down there in the cavity there. Nice little seat support down there, I noticed. Factory hinges. There you have it. Go to spudsgarage.com. Talk to you soon. All right, we're going to share the undercarriage with you here. This Thunderbolt Sacramento club plaque will come off the car. It does not go with the car, but we wanted to share that with you right as we do the undercarriage. I probably covered it already in earlier videos. These are original 1932 Ford frame rails that have been boxed and reinforced as needed for the street rod scenario. It has turn signals here in the front spreader bar. I have my cheat sheet right there. Those are SoCal disc with Willwood disc behind them. It's got the finned fake brake drums on the front. This is a forged drilled dropped axle, chrome buggy spring multi-leaf, so not just a single leaf that can break on you. Chrome shocks. We'll have the spec sheet at Spud's Garage. I'm kind of a little bit more detail, but as I go around here, pardon my lens cap, I don't want to read and hold you up here. Teflon line springs on it, I'll catch that. Walk around, these are salt flat, American Racing salt flat style wheels. They've been buffed on the outside so I can't catch the tire size, not a big deal. They fit right. Stance on this car is sweet. You can see the axle all across there and everything is just really nicely done. Has a scatter shield, chrome oil pan, scattle shield bill housing, Richmond 5-speed right there. Very traditional hairpins that you can lube them. These lube points right here, you can grease them. Part of me rattling around. Tubular structure added. Nice exhaust that runs out to the tail, drops below the winner's quick change back there. Ladder bar style rear suspension with a buggy spring, so really true old school stuff here. Very nice. Real Henry Steel. A lot of custom things. I know we pointed them out when we went around before, but these frame horn covers are really nice to cover stuff. So there's your buggy spring in the back, multi-leaf, winner's quick change. We'll have again specs at Spud's Garage. Let me see if I can scratch out a couple things here. 31 spline Dutchman axles, rear traverse spring, ladder bars, tube shocks, 11-inch brakes in the rear. Kind of give you a look here, the way the exhaust comes out there, nice and a little nasty kind of. I mean nasty in a good way. So drum brakes in the rear. The winner's quick change. The rear tires are Bridgestone. Nice high-end tires, 265/65 R17s in the rear. Again, you see the ladder bar style rear suspension with a buggy spring. Old school. Nice. You can tell this one's Henry. There you have it. Go to spudsgarage.com. Have a great day. Thanks for coming. See you.